You start explaining what actually happened, and you can already see it in their eyes. They've decided you're the problem before you finished the sentence. And it isn't just them. Somehow people who weren't even in the room, who couldn't even find the room on a map, already have an opinion about you. That confusion, the sense that a story got told before you had the chance to tell yours, has a name. And it's more organized than you'd like it to be. It's called a smear campaign. And the first thing to understand is it almost never starts after a conflict. It starts before one, like a weather forecast, except the storm is you. A narcissist rarely waits to be exposed. Instead, they quietly plant the story first. So if you ever push back, you already look like the unstable one. Efficient, evil, but efficient. That's why it's called preemptive. The damage happens quietly, in conversations you were never invited to, which is honestly the only party you've ever wanted an invite to. So who actually spreads it? Almost never the narcissist alone. They need a delivery service. And that delivery service has a name, and it is not flattering. They're called flying monkeys. Yes, like the Wizard of Oz. No, they don't actually fly. They just show up uninvited to group chats, which is arguably worse. And here's the uncomfortable part. Flying monkeys are rarely cruel people. Most of them are just people who only ever met the narcissist's greatest hits playlist version. To them, the charming version is the only version that exists. So when they hear a warning about you, it doesn't match what else they've seen, which somehow makes the warning sound more believable, not less. Logic left the chat. It's usually not random either. The people recruited first tend to be the ones closest to you, family, mutual friends, that one aunt who somehow already knows everything before it happens. There's actually a documented pattern behind this, not just a vibe, an actual named psychological concept, which somehow makes it both more comforting and more infuriating. Psychologist Dr. Jennifer Freed named it DARVO: deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. Try saying that 5 times fast. Try living through it even once. Deny it happened. Attack the person who brought it up. Then reverse the roles. Suddenly they're the victim, and you're somehow the villain in a movie you didn't audition for. It's disorienting by design. You walked in ready to explain a real problem, and somehow you walk out defending your entire personality like it's on trial. The smear campaign and DARVO work as a team. One plants the story in advance, the other flips the script the second you try to correct it. Great teamwork. Terrible team. So why does it work so consistently? Because most people don't have the time or motivation to investigate. They just default to whoever texted first, like it's a group project and nobody read the syllabus. This is called primacy bias. The first story someone hears about a person tends to stick, even when better information shows up fashionably late. And once a first impression sets, most people don't go back and reevaluate. They just collect evidence for the opinion they already have, like a very biased detective. Which brings us to the part that trips almost everyone up. Trying to correct the story usually backfires, and not in a satisfying movie plot twist kind of way. If you show up passionate, insistent, upset to someone who was told you're unstable, that reaction looks like proof. Congratulations, you've just done their job for them. It's a trap either way. Stay calm and quiet, you look guilty. Push back hard, you look unhinged. There's no door number 3 where you just win by being reasonable. This is exactly why the smear campaign is so effective. It isn't designed to win an argument. It's designed to make sure you can't win one, ever, on any settings. And here's the part that makes it even harder to escape. The more people who believe the story, the more isolated you get. Isolation is the actual goal. The third-party opinion is just the delivery method. So what actually works? Let's walk through 3 practical responses, starting with the one that sounds simple and is secretly the hardest thing you'll do all week. Step 1. Stop trying to convince flying monkeys. Their belief was never actually about evidence, so throwing more evidence at it is like emailing a printer. It just doesn't process. That doesn't mean giving up on truth. It means recognizing whose opinion is actually worth your limited, extremely precious energy, and whose isn't. In practice, that looks small. You stop writing the long explanation text. You stop replying in the group chat where the story is being retold like a bedtime story nobody asked for. Step 2. Protect the people who actually matter. Instead of broadcasting your side to everyone with a pulse, invest that energy in the few relationships built on actual trust. A small circle who actually knows you, over time, is worth more than a large audience who only knows a rumor with your name attached to it. Step 3. Let consistency be your defense, not argument. A pattern of calm, steady behavior over months says more than any single conversation, no matter how well you rehearsed it in the shower. People who genuinely pay attention eventually notice when the story they were told doesn't match the person they've actually observed for the last 6 months. One more important note: not everyone who disagrees with you is a flying monkey. Some people just need more time, more context, or a personality transplant. Kidding. Mostly. This video describes patterns, not diagnoses. It isn't a tool for labeling a specific person in your life with certainty, however tempting that group chat screenshot might be right now. If a situation like this is genuinely affecting your relationships or well-being, the most reliable next step is talking with a licensed therapist who can look at your specific situation directly. So let's come back to where we started. You're explaining what happened, and someone's already decided the ending. Spoilers, and not the fun kind. Here's what changes once you understand this. You stop needing everyone in the room, or the group chat, or your aunt's book club to believe you. You just need the people who actually matter to see your pattern over time. And that happens whether or not you win a single argument today. You weren't crazy for noticing the story didn't add up. You were just standing in the middle of something built to make you doubt exactly that. If this helped you make sense of something confusing in your own life, tell us in the comments. What was harder, the smear itself, or the silence from people you expected to ask questions? Subscribe for more psychology breakdowns every week. Understanding the pattern is how you stop being controlled by it, and how you finally win an argument you were never actually supposed to win. Take that, group chat.